Hi everyone, we're going to learn how to make a pinch pot today. So right now I've already wedged my clay, and to make a pinch pot I need to start with a perfect circle. As you can see right now I just have a lump and we need to make this into a perfect circle. There's three ways you can do that. The first way is you can simply just roll it on the table. You can roll it in your hands, or my favorite way is to just kind of squeeze it and spin it. I'm squeezing and spinning it until I make that perfect circle, and occasionally I'll roll on the table. As you make your ball, you want to make sure that you're getting rid of all these large cracks. If we keep them there, it will not turn out well for your pinch pot. So to get rid of those large cracks, I'm simply going and pushing the clay down like so. Right now you see a few of my finger marks, but those will go away in a moment. Let's look for some more. There's another one. I'm pushing it down. There we go. Now that all the large cracks are gone, I'm going to go back to squeezing it. And like that, I have my perfect sphere. So with my lump of clay, I want to put it in the hand that I do not write with. So I'm a right-handed person, so I'm keeping that handed free. My ball of clay is in my left hand. Okay. At this point, my hands are feeling very dry. So on your table, you should have a bowl of water. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to literally take two fingers, dip my two fingers in the bowl of water. Notice how it's only going up a little bit of the finger. And then I'm rubbing that water everywhere. That's going to add moisture back into my hands and make this process a lot easier. You only need that little bit of water to add moisture back into your hands. So with the ball is in the hand that I do not write with. I'm going to take my thumb, so thumbs up. You're going to find the top of the clay ball. So if my hand is facing this way, here's the top. Ooh, there it is. My thumb's going directly in the center. I'm simply going to push into the clay ball like that. And notice how most of my thumb is gone. Totally in there. And it might feel weird, especially if this is your first time doing it. It's going to get under your nail. It's going to feel weird. Just you kind of have to push through that weirdness. I promise you'll get used to it soon. So, thumb as deep down as you can, but do not push through. I wish I could show you what the inside of this looks like, but pretty much I'm like maybe a half inch from the bottom. From there we go. From there, we're going to start pinching. When we pinch, this hand, which is my left hand, the hand I do not write with, is not really doing anything. The only thing it's going to do is prevent this clay ball from falling on the table. It's just kind of sitting there holding the clay sphere. My right hand, with the thumb stuck in the clay, is going to be in charge of pinching. So I'm going to pinch with this hand. This hand's doing nothing. I'm pinching with all my might. Pinch. I spin. Pinch. Spin. Pinch. Spin. Pinch. Spin. Pinch. Spin. Pinch. Spin. Pinch and spin. So I've now been around one whole time pinching and spinning. You're probably going to start to see some cracks in there. As those cracks start to form, grab two fingers. Ooh, where's my water? Grab two fingers of water, just like that. That's all you need is those two fingers. Do not use any more. That'll add too much moisture to your clay. Clay is now re-moistened. We're going to go pinch again. Remember, the hand you do not write with is doing nothing. It's just there so it doesn't fall. This hand that you do write with is doing all the pinching. So I'm pinching and spinning. Pinch, spin, pinch, spin, pinch, spin, pinch and spin, pinch, spin. And I keep doing that. Now, when you're pinching and spinning, your clay pinch pot is going to start getting bigger and bigger. Don't worry about the cracks. We can fix them soon. Right now, you need to make sure you're pinching consistently. So that means You're pinching down at the bottom, you're pinching in the middle, and you're pinching at the top. So right now I'm focusing on the bottom. I'm pinching and spinning, pinching and spinning. Now I'm kind of moving to the middle area, pinching and spinning. Making sure that it's not getting too thin on any of these sides. Notice how it's pretty consistent going around the whole thing. Cracks aren't a big deal, but if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by how many cracks there are, you can go back and get 2 fingers of water and start smoothing those out a little bit. 2 fingers at all times, never do any more. You can always go back for more water. All right, so now that I got my fingers of water, I'm gonna go back and pinch and spin some more. Remember, you want to keep it consistent throughout. That means that the thickness down here should be the same thickness in the middle and at the top. Pinching and spinning. Again, this hand is doing nothing. This hand is my pincher hand, the hand I write with. And you want to pinch your clay pinch pot until the thickness of your pinch pot is about the width of your pinky. So notice if I go around, it's just about the same width as my pinky. That means I'm in a perfect spot, like this. And there's my pinch pot. Now, this obviously does not look very pretty right now, so we can go back and make it prettier. So what I like to start off with is I usually like to put it upside down on my table, so the big whole side facing down, almost like Patrick's house in SpongeBob. You know, it's just like a little mound. We're gonna have our mound. I'm taking my finger and I'm literally just going and smoothing out all that clay. Notice how I haven't gotten any new water. I'm just using the moisture that's already there. If you truly feel like you need more water, you can get 2 more fingers of it. But most likely you don't need any water right now. Most likely you have enough on your hands from doing it those 2 or 3 times that you should be good. Smoothing it out. Notice how I'm going side to side. I'm going all different directions, just using my fingers. And you feel like the outside of your pinch pot is looking good, you can then hold it in your hand. I'm holding in the hand I do not write with. And now I'm smoothing out the rest of it. As I start to smooth this out, I feel pieces like clumping off on me, which kind of gives me that indication that it might be a little too dry in this little top area. So I'm going to get 2 more fingers of water. Just moistening up that top area. And smoothing it out. Now for any of these large cracks that you just can't push the clay into, you can get just a tiny piece of new clay. Look how tiny that is. Tiny piece of new clay. I'm actually going to rip that in half. That may even be too big. Notice how I'm always holding it. It's never sitting on the table. I can simply go and just push that right on top and work that into my clay. Here's another big hole. Tiny piece of clay. Literally just pushing it in there. There we go. And smoothing it out. And look how beautiful that's looking. So you should be spending a few minutes really just getting everything perfect and smooth. That being said, we can smooth out the clay a lot more while we're working on building up beautiful items on top of it. As you can see, in less than 10 minutes, I have a pinch pot that is nearly perfect. Obviously, I could sit here for the next 20 minutes and smooth it, but this is pretty good for a 10-minute pinch pot. Notice how the bottom is still rounded. You want to keep that rounded. You don't want to put it on the table and flatten it. Notice how I was holding it pretty much the entire time during this whole 10 minutes. All right, good luck.